my family have a
Yeah.
my family have a has I think that's not very big hotel, but a two-star hotel with 40 rooms in Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
in case you visit Vietnam, please let me know. So I will book room for you for free, teacher,
Yeah.
because you are our special guest of my family.
Oh, thank you
Yeah.
so much. That means a lot to me, and it's nice of you. Thank you so much. Fresh, that is perfect. So yeah, I didn't know that you own a hotel, so and in Ho Chi Minh City, so I think it's really good. So that's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a family job, like something, as you said. It's a
Yes,
yeah,
family
got
job. Yeah.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
And I think that's it contribute good to my family income, and I think
Course.
that it is nice to do business. Yes, so I think that it's very interesting to do
Of
business here
course, of
because
course.
yeah. Yes, because here we have, I think that more opportunity for
Yeah,
small businesses, small enterprise. So it's a it because firstly because the population is crowded. Vietnam has 100 people, 100 million people, and here I think that for the situation in Asian countries, the regulation to establish a new company is I think that easy, very very easy. Yes. And the government encourage people to do business to have country to develop. So I think that we have a lot of opportunity to open company as long as we can run it, as long
yeah,
as we can manage it profitable profitably. So
yeah,
I think that yeah, and
yeah.
luckily that my husband and me successful run the
Yeah.
company since 10 years ago.
Yeah, that is so
Yeah.
actually running your own business, of course, it's like, I think it's yeah, like somehow startup. So because as you said, there are a lot of opportunities for maybe small businesses for startups. That is perfect. And especially because your government supports. So, and large,
Yes, they can.
just, a lot, yeah, of course. So, as you said, your country has a large population. So, for population, it's better to use the word large. And you said 100 million people, right? I
Yes, a
think.
third of American
Yeah, of
population.
course. And it's like,
Yes.
this means a big market. So, let me share the word. So, I think this means a big market. Yeah. So,
A big market.
is, as you said, it's opportunity, and it's a big market. In and if actually it's the same in different, in all the Asian countries. So, and you said that rules are pretty simple. That is perfect, actually. If you wanna, for starting a company, the rules are pretty simple, so you can easily do it, and
Yes.
straightforward, so you can do it. So I think it's perfect. And the best part is that the government encourages people to start businesses
To
to
set
help,
up.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right,
of
teacher.
course, to help the country grow. Yeah,
Growth. Mm.
of,
Country growth.
yeah, of course.
Yes.
So I think, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I think there are plenty of chances to launch new companies there. So that is so perfect.
Yes. Yes.
Not easy.
And
Not easy. My country is not easy, not at all. It's so difficult.
yes, I understood because it's not in America and European countries. It's very tough to set up a new company, and even to that I have some friends. They come to German to set up a restaurant, but it's very tough for the tax and for tax and tax pay for employee also. Here we don't pay any tax for employee. We can convert it into salary, monthly salary. But in Germany, in German, my friend need to pay on tax for employee. So it make the cost operating cost every month increase a lot, and the profits of her restaurant, she can receive very small every month.
Of course, I definitely agree with you. Just, German is nationality. So just Germany was correct. You shouldn't change it. Okay, so it was correct. Yeah. Yeah, as you said.
Germany,
Yeah, of course.
yes,
So in the US or just many European countries, it's really tough. Yeah, really tough to
yes,
start a new business. I don't know, as you said, your friend moved to Germany to open a restaurant and, just dealing with taxes, I don't know, and other costs, not only tax. So they have to pay
yeah.
employee taxes. And, actually, this can add up fast. So, but you don't have to pay in your country. That is perfect. Separately, as I got, so you don't have to pay taxes separately. No?
Here
It's
we
included in
also pay.
salary.
Yes, here we also have I think that's similar tax here in Vietnam and European countries. But the matter is that when the company is very small, we can flexibly
Flexibility.
flexibly to calculate it into salary. We can choose
Yeah,
whether we can choose whether we pay separately the tax for employee or include it into salary, their salary. So
yeah,
in case we can include it into their salary, it's more attractive. It's
of
more attractive for employee to work with us because most of employee work for a small company. They work for a very short time, around 6 months or 1 year. 1 year. So they don't care a lot about for example, the insurance for long time. But they just want to work with a small company for 1 year. So after next year, if they have a better job with higher salary, they will move. So they don't care a lot about insurance, but
sure.
they care about salary they can receive every month.
Of
So yeah, to help us to help the small company to be more attractive for to employee, and more easily to recruit people. We will calculate insurance and other employee tax into salary,
Yeah,
so we can so by that way we can easily recruit employee.
yeah,
Yeah.
of course, got it. Yeah, because if you don't do this, as you actually just mentioned about your friend, and as you said, yeah, paying taxes separately, I think it cuts into the profits a lot. So like, you need
Yes.
to pay, yeah, of course. So I think, but this way, as
Yes.
you said, it's so encouraging, especially for those who wanna work temporarily, like, for a short period of time. So I think it's really encouraging for workers and
Yes, teacher.
employees. Yeah, I think it's better. But of course, not everyone have this chance, because different countries, different rules, and especially, so I hate
Yes.
this tax rules because Ah, so
Yes,
7, yeah, for
me too.
every, yeah, of course,
Yeah,
for the,
me
even
too.
for
And
drinking water. Yeah.
yes, me too. Here, you see, in my company, I need to pay 35% of my salary to, I use 35% to pay for employee tax, individual income tax. So it take a lot of my money, and yeah, and the tax here, individual income tax, the government calculate the tax level, like a letter. It's mean that it increase when the salary increase, the tax ratio, the percentage we need to pay for individual income tax will increase when the salary increase, and the maximum percentage of tax is 35% now. So I need to cut off 35% of my salary to pay for tax every month.
Yeah,
Yes, and
of course.
so whenever, yeah, and if I try more to increase my salary, and the percentage of my salary will be bad more. So that
Yeah.
is, so far that is one. I think that I think that yeah, I think Vietnam had just apply that tax mechanism. I think that
Yeah.
we our government um, uh, um, learn from some developed country like US
Yeah, of
to
course.
increase the tax level, and so they collect tax and they use
Yeah.
for social
Yeah.
welfare.
Yeah, of
Yes,
course. And
but I think that yeah, we also hope one day, uh, Vietnam can have a good social welfare for all people,
yeah,
especially for children to
yeah,
pay education fee,
yeah,
and for elderly to pay their
yeah,
medical
yeah,
Medicare medical cost for
yeah,
the elderly. So I really we really hope that Vietnamese government can do can have a better social welfare for
yeah,
Vietnamese citizens. Yeah.
of course.
So far, I see everywhere. Many children, poor family, in poor family, they don't have enough
Of course, yes.
money to pay fee, yeah, for education, for them to pay school fee,
Yeah,
so
of
they
course.
cannot go to school.
Yeah, I
Yes,
understand.
and
Unfortunately,
many, yeah, and many elderly, they don't have enough in poor family, they don't have enough because they cannot work anymore, and they cannot pay for their living cost. So yeah, so it make them, I think that it's like a burden for the society.
yeah, of course. Yeah, actually,
Yes.
Uh, about, this tax system, so especially just you mentioned it. So actually, progressive tax system is exactly the same in my country. So higher portions of your income are taxed at higher rates. So we have the same thing. For example, it depends on your income. So it started just from 10% to 37. So we have step by step. For example, just the more you earn, the more you make, the more you pay. So we have the
Yeah.
same thing. And of course, maybe it's not really, sometimes I feel like it's not fair. But there are reasons behind it. So actually, there's nothing to do about it. But I think this way, I want to give you a good phrase here. Actually, you said it take a large part of your income. Yes, I definitely agree with you. And you can use this phrase that is take a big chunk. out of.
chunk
Yeah, that is
a big chunk of
big,
that's
a
a big
big
chunk of
part of something. For
uh,
example, if I want to use it,
something.
okay, exactly as you use, I want to use in your sentence. So you can say that you pay about 35% of your salary in individual income tax, which takes a big chunk out of your income.
Big
Takes a
chunk
big chunk out of your income, a
of
big part of your
income. Yes,
income, of course, because actually the government uses a tax bracket system. That is tax bracket system.
bracket.
Yeah, bracket. Okay, yes, of
Bracket.
course. And
Tax
yeah,
bracket
yeah,
system.
of course. And let's talk about the
Yes,
meaning of it. What is this? It's like,
bracket. Bracket.
different levels of income are taxed at different rates. Higher income, higher tax. Okay. So we have
Yes, yes,
tax level.
bracket system.
Yeah, of
Tax
course.
bracket
Yeah, of
system.
course. Yeah. That is different levels of income, different levels of income are
Different level
taxed
of income.
at
Different level
different
of
rates. The meaning of actually the system, definition of the system, like, as a just progressive, like, step by step. Okay, from
yes,
lower to higher, yes.
progressive,
Uh,
progressive.
of course, so it's as I told you, I feel like I find it unfair. So in my country, your country, because it's a large amount, it's not easy to pay. For example, you want to buy a house, but you feel like that, okay, I should pay a lot. So how? So sometimes people, yeah, for example, owing. So that is really owning. A large house, a good house, okay? If you have so owning leads to paying high tax, sometimes people can't afford. They can't. So sometimes they
That's
decide to
yeah,
sell. Okay, it's better not to have
yeah.
it than paying a lot. So, but system, rules. So what can we do? Nothing. Ordinary people just work and pay. Okay, nothing to do. Yeah.
Here in Vietnam, teacher, even to both companies and individual, they have a lot of ways to avoid tax, to avoid paying tax. For example, in my company, for example, they divide salary into two part. One part they call basic salary. That salary is used to pay tax to calculate tax. But another part they call bonus, like a bonus or business bonus, for example. So that part of salary pay we don't need to pay tax for the second part of salary. So yeah, so even to the company, my company is quite big, but they can avoid, they can use way, they have a way to avoid tax for employee, and for individual, the avoidance tax avoidance is more popular because
Ah,
because so far the income, individual income, government is very hardly to control. So how can they calculate individual tax? And if they cannot control, so they cannot collect the individual tax. So that is the matter now. Yes. Yes. So people here here, I think that the tax system need to improve more. Can
yeah.
you still see me? Yeah. Yeah. So people, the government encourage people to use um payment by bank to account do not don't encourage us to use
Yeah,
cash. Yes,
cash,
but
of
but
course.
cash, but actually people often use cash in their transaction, so they can so so the money they the money the income by cash, the government cannot know. Yeah.
Ah, so smart.
Yes.
Smart. Well, let me see. Okay, so I want to just let me confirm what I got. As you said, so both companies and individuals have several ways to, I want to give you this
Several ways.
phrase,
Yeah.
of course, to
Several ways to
reduce, of course, to reduce
reduce
tax
tax
burden. Okay, to
burden,
minimize
to
tax. This is the
minimize
meaning of it.
taxes.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. For
Yeah.
example, they actually split salaries into two parts. So they split
Split.
salary, of course, into
Yeah.
two parts. Yeah,
Into parts.
yeah, of course. And now one part is basic. Yeah, one part is basic salary fixed. Basic salary,
Yeah.
fixed salary.
Salary. Yeah.
And another
One part.
part, yeah, another part. So this actually, which is not taxed. So this part, okay, which is taxed, I'm sorry. But another part is bonus, like for example, business bonus, which isn't taxed. So which isn't taxed. So this is, so one part is taxed, one part is not. Yeah, right? And so
Yes.
I think this is really good way. So they have different approaches to minimize taxes on employees' salaries or income. So actually, it's good. But I think that as you said, uh, individual income is very hard
Yes.
to control, right? You said that,
Yes.
actually, so government can't. So the individual income's tax system, you mean, is really hard to enforce, right?
Yes, teacher.
How they can exactly or properly calculate the tax if they can't keep track. Yeah, got it.
Yes.
So I
Exactly.
think, yeah, if they can't, maybe can't enforce it. Yeah, like, they can't collect the
Enforces.
tax either. And what is the enforce means to make sure laws are
Enforce.
followed. So enforce means to make sure,
Enforce.
laws and
To
rules are followed.
enforce.
So
To
if
make
they
sure that
can't, if,
and to
if they can't
enforce.
apply the rules, of course, they
Yes.
can't keep the track. They can't keep track. That is, they can't monitor. They can't check everything. They can control or follow. Yeah, a smart way. Yeah,
Yes. Keep track, monitor, and follow.
yeah, of course they
Yes.
can. So that is so. Okay,
Keep monitor.
actually, today I wanted to talk about another topic, but this topic is really good one. So let's continue talking.
Yeah.
So it's because you talked about uh cash. Okay, now let's talk about digital payments and cash. Let's talk about
Yes.
advantages and
Digital.
disadvantages. Yeah, okay, tell me
Yeah.
first of all,
Digital payment.
yeah, digital payments and cash. But before I keep going, please just log out and back in. You know that, so we're
Okay.
running
Okay.
out of time.
Yeah.
So log out and back in the same link.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, teacher. I got it.
thank you.
Yeah.